Welcome back. There's a new push for stricter regulations and policies in an effort to stop predatory towing practices in Charlotte. A 2014 court decision in Charlotte's tow ordinance took away the city's ability to put a cap on how big a fee towing companies can charge.
State Senator Caleb Theodros is pushing for lawmakers to enforce civil penalties, public reporting of towing data, and to update Charlotte's local towing ordinance. Joining us now for our final topic, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. What is it about the towing industry, I guess specifically here in Charlotte, since we're focusing on that, that just makes it kind of difficult to regulate?
Well, it's not just the towing industry. It's just, not Charlotte, I should say. It's the state of North Carolina, and this is probably something that's the entire country. But that 2014 case that Julian mentioned in the intro, they laid the groundwork for this to continue to happen. And so while I know very well Senator Tedros, who I would consider a friend, the place that this needs to take place, this action, is not Charlotte. It's probably 16 West Jones Street, and that's the North Carolina State Legislative Building. Our General Assembly has to make a determination. The court was pretty clear that towns cannot regulate costs. They can't do a maximum amount that tow companies are allowed to do. And so because you've cut off the strings, the punishment power, the rulemaking authority of these municipalities, and they're saying that until the General Assembly gives you that authority, you can't do it. It's up to the General Assembly to make that determination.
Khalif, I know that Senator Tedros is talking about the max on fines that they're allowed to impose. I'm curious about something else that was talked about in the story, which is what rights do you have if you believe the tow company is at fault, you were in the clear, police can't get involved, so what rights do you have if you say, hey, I follow the rules?
It's like I talk to folks about, you don't want to try to litigate your case at the scene.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to defend your case at the scene. So it depends on where you're asking where your rights are. At the scene, zero.
Really?
You have no rights. Law enforcement isn't going to do anything. They're not going to stop or prevent them from doing something that would seem to be outside of the normal or logical steps. And even though the court said that they are required to take cash or credit cards, oftentimes tow companies aren't even following those own requirements, saying that, listen, if you attempt to pay with a credit card where they believe you may go back and now try to dispute the charges, all right, we'll make you only have to pay with cash. Well, the court in 2014 said you have to be able to take both, but they're not enforcing that. And then you attempt to try to take them to some type of small claims, the Attorney General is supposed to bring these type of claims against them. And so you as a person on the sidewalk dealing with this while your car is getting booted or towed, limited to no options. And that's why the General Assembly needs to step up and not just put a monetary cap and allow local authorities to do that, but also put some type of punishments or at least guides for law enforcement so they know how to deal with this, because in real time, it's frustrating.
Well, you said CMPD really, that they don't, we heard in the story, they can't really do anything except to try to keep the peace.
Yep.
And so what we saw in the story is the local business owner was videoing that. Would you recommend, if you're saying the scene is not the place to try to enact all your rights in that moment, try to keep the peace, do you suggest maybe just recording to have 100%. Data of what's going on and use it later?
100%. Record everything and then document everything and then keep your receipts for everything. So if you're trying to say that it was some type of price gouging, if they, charged you 20 times what they typically would charge, then we'll charge you $500 to tow it, but $1,000 to get it back from our lot. Those are the type of things that you hear from folks that are going through this. I mean, it used to be $120, but now you're recognizing that there's no regulation. It's still wild, wild west. I can say, if you're doing a compare and contrast, if a company is coming to recover your car because you failed to pay, failed to pay the note at the bank, if they can't come and take that if it's going to breach the peace. If there is some type of disturbance, there are clear laws on the books that say that towing company, that recovery company cannot go, and where there is a breach of peace, now some type of disturbance, they cannot do it. We don't have those same type of regulations in place for a towing company if there is not a recovery. And so that is extremely problematic. And I point to this court case from 2014 where the Supreme Court just kind of kicked it down the road and said, well, thank you for trying to create this, but if the General Assembly has not specifically authorized you to do this, you can't do it.
One of the things we also heard is that for some people it can cost thousands of dollars. I've seen some of the signs, it's like $350. There's an impound fee.
Yep.
Khalif, what if you can't pay and you need your car.
Can't pay, your car's going to be sitting there. And then also what they'll do is they'll tack on daily storage fees for this vehicle that you unlawfully have taken. The portion that, again, Supreme Court, and I hate to take it back to them, but they allowed this to happen. They required signage requirements, notice requirements, certain customer protection, consumer protection requirements, and required tow companies to accept cash or card. But they didn't say the signage requirements had to list the amounts of costs or the different amounts. It didn't put a number. And so, yeah, they let me know that they can tow my car, and they let me know that how I can pick it up, and this put me on notice, but they didn't limit the amount that they could continue to raise those. So for me, that started this. It is allowing to continue. I think Senator Tedros and the folks that were there at this press conference recognize that this is an issue. Look at it. Senator Jeff Jackson just brought the hammer down on a company right here in Charlotte. But that's one company, and this is happening on a routine basis. And so something has to happen, and that something has to happen in Raleigh.
All right, so until the General Assembly does something, what do you suggest to viewers to try to protect themselves, not getting to into a parking spot that even has a sign that could potentially tow you, or
I mean, follow what the guidance from our Supreme Court said. Look for signage. If signage is there, take pictures. If you see no signage, then that would support your claim later down the road. But again, it's not going to be on that night when this is happening. It's not going to be in the middle of your frustrated moment. It'll be sometime later when cooler heads have prevailed and your bank account is a couple zeros shorter.
I'm not going to speak from personal experience, but I've heard cash on hand helps. That's all I'm going to say.
Just say it. You know a guy.
Know a guy who knows a guy.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.